Last week, Hollywood was once again in turmoil when a series of newspapers and social media platforms simultaneously posted controversial information about Outlander actress Caitriona Balfe. Articles with sensational titles such as "Caitriona is arrogant and controlling of Sam Heughan?" "Former co-star accuses Caitriona of being two-faced or the most difficult woman on set?" caused a wave of mixed reactions from the public and experts. An anonymous article even listed a list of unsourced accusations from members of the film crew claiming that Caitriona had a star attitude, often demanded scripts to be edited according to her wishes, and showed too much power in her relationship with co-star Sam Heughan. Truth or media stunt? Not long after the articles went viral, some people in the industry and close friends of Caitriona spoke up to defend her. A producer who worked with the actress in Europe told Variety, "Caitriona is one of the most dedicated and professional people I have ever worked with. She listens, works incredibly hard, and never uses her fame to bully anyone." Sophie Skelton, who plays Caitriona's daughter in Outlander, also wrote on Twitter, X, "I have worked with Kate for many years. She is a wonderful sister, a thoughtful actress, and a very emotional person. It is being blown out of proportion. What is the source of the wave of criticism?" According to some analysis from media experts, the reason behind the series of articles attacking Caitriona may be related to the event of her public relationship with Sam Heughan and recent engagement announcement. Fans have their own expectations, and when their idols make choices that don't fit their dream fanfic, the backlash is understandable, writes journalist Leanne Matthews in The Guardian. In addition, Caitriona's increasing say in production and creative decisions, especially since she was appointed executive producer of Outlander's final season, may make some people uncomfortable. Caitriona Balfe speaks out, "I choose silence over retaliation." After days of silence, on the evening of August 5, Caitriona posted a black and white photo on Instagram, of her sitting reading a book by the window, dim light from outside, her face pensive. Along with the photo was a short but poignant caption. "People can say anything about you, but you don't have to take it to heart. I choose silence, not because I'm weak, but because I believe the truth speaks for itself." The post garnered hundreds of thousands of likes and thousands of comments from fans, colleagues and people who have worked with her, most of whom expressed deep support and sympathy. Sam Heughan wasn't silent either. Sam Heughan, Caitriona's co-star and fiancé, immediately reshared her post with a red heart emoji and the caption, "Strength doesn't need to scream. You're the bravest woman I know." In a short interview with BBC Radio Scotland, Sam continued to affirm, "Caitriona is the soul of Outlander. She is not only a great actress, but also a leader and a morale booster for the whole crew over the years. It is sad that baseless rumors can hurt such a good person." How did the audience react? A part of the public, especially the loyal Outlander fan community, stood up strongly to defend Caitriona. The hashtag We Stand With Kate began to appear on Twitter and Instagram, spreading widely. Meanwhile, some news sites began to retract the article due to lack of basis and faced a wave of protests from readers. An entertainment magazine even had to publish a correction after being accused of relying on unverified rumors to attract views. A storm, one day it will pass, but the damage will last forever. Despite being used to public pressure, unjust attacks still leave a deep mark on the artist's heart. Caitriona, who worked in the international modeling industry before turning to acting, knows very well how this world works. But as she once said in an interview, "The only thing I can control is how I live and work. The rest, leave it to the truth." Speech bubble emoji. The media may continue to spin stories, but real people, with real love, real kindness and real honor, will always be a beacon in the storm. Caitriona Balfe doesn't need to prove it with words, the way she lives and deals with it speaks for itself. 3 days after Caitriona's quiet Instagram post went viral, she made a surprise appearance on BBC One's Evening Spotlight, where she was billed as the first time Caitriona Balfe has spoken out fully in public about recent criticism. The host, veteran journalist Helena Cray, known for her blunt, uncompromising style, opened with a direct question. "Caitriona, how does it feel to be called difficult, arrogant, even controlling on set. Caitriona, dressed casually in a white shirt and with her hair tied back, raised her head, her voice clear. "I feel hurt, but not surprised. As a woman, when you express your views, people will call you difficult. When you stand up for what you believe in, people will label you arrogant. When you are successful and have a voice, they will call you controlling." The room was completely silent. Helena nodded, as if acknowledging her guest's composure. "I am not perfect, and I don't need to be perfect." Continuing the conversation, Caitriona shared that she always tries to be true to herself, even though that sometimes makes her unpopular. "I used to model, and I used to live in a world where appearance was more important than who I was. I got out of it. I don't want to go back to that feeling of having to please everyone. I'm not perfect, and I don't need to be perfect, but I always try to be kind and do my work with all my heart." Helena moves on to the hot topic, Caitriona's relationship with Sam Heughan, and whether going public with a relationship had anything to do with the recent wave of criticism. "Do you think that going public with your engagement to Sam Heughan has caused this wave of negativity from some fans?" Caitriona hesitates for a second, then replies softly. "I think people have the right to feel disappointed if what they imagine isn't true. But that shouldn't translate into hurting other people. Sam and I are real people, living real lives, loving real lives, not characters in a story someone else created. Nobody sees what I go through behind the scenes." Towards the end of the interview, Helena makes a comment that has been a regular feature of recent critical articles. "Some sources say you control the script, forcing changes to benefit the crew. What do you have to say about that?" Caitriona does not shy away. She answers firmly. "I am the executive producer. It is my responsibility to make sure that everything is told correctly and honestly, especially with the character of Claire, a woman who has inspired millions. I give my opinions, but I never impose them. And if I am sometimes tough, it is because I fight for what I believe is right." She paused, her eyes shining with sincerity. "No one saw me cry behind the scenes during painful scenes. No one saw me learn every medical line in Latin. And no one saw me stand up for young actors when they were forced to do sex scenes without their consent." The studio fell silent for a poignant moment. Many in the studio began to applaud. The conversation ended in tears and hope. Before ending, Helena unexpectedly asked, "If you could say one thing to those who are criticizing you right now, Caitriona, what would you say?" Caitriona took a deep breath, then replied, "I would say, I understand you are hurt or disappointed, but I am not your enemy. I am a human being, and I want to be treated as one." After the broadcast, the hashtag Respect Caitriona began to go viral. Major newspapers such as The Times, Deadline and UK reprinted her impressive statements, calling it one of the most candid and courageous interviews of the year. Speech bubble emoji. In the midst of the media storm, Caitriona Balfe chose to step into the light, not to fight back, but to light a candle, truth, kindness, and courage.